Oysters, clams, and mussels are seafood delicacies that are enjoyed by millions of consumers. Broiled, baked, steamed, fried, or raw on the half-shell. Shellfish have been a seafood favorite around the world for thousands of years. Despite their popularity, they also have the potential for great harm, including illness and death, especially when consumed raw. There are two primary reasons for this danger. One, the unique characteristics of the shellfish themselves, and two, bacterial and viral pathogens associated with human feces and vomitus are often discharged into shellfish harvest waters by uninformed boaters. We will discuss both of these issues in greater detail in a moment. However, the latter reason is the driving purpose behind this video, to convey to commercial and recreational boaters the importance of eliminating overboard discharge of human fecal material and vomitus. As we just mentioned, molluscan shellfish, oysters, clams, and mussels, have unique characteristics which require significant regulatory attention by public health officials. When they are feeding, mollusks filter large quantities of water, entrapping plankton and other materials from the water as it passes over the gills. Mollusks have the ability to accumulate bacteria and virus concentrations up to 100 times that of surrounding waters. Additionally, they can accumulate chemicals up to 1,000 times that of surrounding waters. They are relatively indiscriminate in their retention of bacterial and viral pathogens and other material, the primary contaminant being human sewage. When consumed by seafood lovers, the bacteria and chemicals are consumed as well. These pathogens can result in illness, ranging from mild discomfort to severe illness and even death. Adding to that risk is the fact that shellfish are often consumed raw or partially cooked without the added protection of adequate cooking. Because of their capacity to store concentrated amounts of bacteria, viruses, and chemicals, it is imperative that shellfish be harvested from waters that are designated as safe. Throughout the early 20th century, the relationship between human sewage and illness in shellfish was explored and resulted in a strong national shellfish sanitation program and a reduction in shellfish-related illnesses. Unfortunately, the consumption of shellfish from contaminated waters is still a major public health problem and often involves the help of the medical community to treat patients and commercial and recreational boaters to reduce the risk. Some of these viral outbreaks, however, occur from shellfish harvested from approved waters. In most of these cases, overboard discharge of human feces or vomitus has been cited as the cause. Commercial and recreational boaters, therefore, are often the first line of defense in protecting the public health. And the message here is simple: do not discharge human waste overboard. Unfortunately, when illnesses do occur, harvesting areas may be closed, and the entire shellfish industry may lose markets due to adverse publicity. As we said, the most common cause of illness can be traced to the contamination of shellfish growing areas with human sewage. Sources of this sewage can be traced to malfunctioning wastewater treatment plants, individual sewage disposal units like septic tanks, non-point pollution from stormwater runoff, marinas, and overboard discharge. These shellfish growing areas are monitored by state shellfish control agencies who provide law enforcement to prevent harvesting from closed areas. In your state, they may post notices, provide maps of classified areas, and send out information on emergency closures through internet, faxes, or phone calls. One of the most important concerns is also one of the most difficult to enforce: overboard discharge. It is critical that human sewage not be discharged overboard while boats are in growing areas or in no discharge zones. Pathogens transmitted through overboard discharge can sicken many people, affecting the industry's reputation, as well as cause closures in areas previously designated as safe, leading to the loss of thousands of dollars in sales. For example, 11 cases of a Norwalk-like virus were traced to oysters from Apalachicola Bay, Florida, and the bay was closed. Oysters harvested from several adjacent bays in Louisiana sickened 525 people. In 2000, Apalachicola Bay was closed due to 18 cases. 19 cases in Area 6 in Louisiana also resulted in closure. In each of these examples, an overboard discharge of human sewage contained viruses that were taken up by the oyster and caused numerous illnesses among consumers. To deal with the issue of overboard discharge, the NSSP requires that an approved marine sanitation device, sometimes called an MSD, portable toilet, or other sewage disposal container, must be provided on board the boat to contain human sewage. These containers, secured to prevent spillage, can only be used for sewage and must only be emptied into a sewage disposal system such as a toilet or pump-out facility. Although portable toilets are not subject to MSD requirements, they must be handled properly by the commercial and recreational boaters to protect consumers from contaminated shellfish. Strict rules established by the Clean Water Act, Section 312, empower the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, Coast Guard, and individual states to protect harvesting waters and ultimately human health from pathogens that might be present from boats in U.S. waters, including coastal waters up to 3 miles offshore. In short, boats with installed toilets must have an operable, Coast Guard-approved MSD designed to either hold sewage for pump out ashore, for discharge in the ocean beyond the 3-mile limit, or to treat the sewage to federal standards prior to discharge. In order to further protect waters, including shellfish growing areas, states can have all or portions of their waters designated as no discharge zones for vessel sewage. These designations can protect public health by providing pump-out facilities or pump stations. Some shellfish-producing states, such as Rhode Island and New Hampshire, have all of their coastal area designated as no discharge zones. Others, including California, Delaware, Florida, Maryland, Massachusetts, New Jersey, and New York, have certain bays and estuaries protected under this process. The use of no discharge zones keeps growing, and it's very possible that your state provides pump-out facilities or dump stations to help you protect public health. Thank you for taking the time to review this important information. The observation and enforcement of safe handling of human waste can help to protect public health and the shellfish industry. To briefly recap, commercial and recreational boaters play a critical role in ensuring the harvest of shellfish that are safe to consume. Shellfish are capable of storing bacteria, viruses, and chemicals in much higher concentrations than that of surrounding waters. These bacteria, viruses, and chemicals can then be passed on to unsuspecting consumers. Additionally, shellfish are often consumed raw and therefore lack the protection that comes with adequate cooking. Because of their unique nature in accumulating pathogens, shellfish from contaminated waters can cause serious health conditions when consumed. Even shellfish harvested from safe waters can be quickly contaminated by the discharge of human waste and vomitus from onboard boating vessels. Do not dump human waste overboard in harvesting waters or in areas designated as no discharge zone. For more information, contact your state regulatory agency or the Interstate Shellfish Sanitation Conference.